So the rain is falling at Spa once more as the cars behind the safety car head to the line. It's a wet start to the total 24 hours of Spa, with the front of the grid containing Audi and McLaren, and when the race got underway, it was on a very wet road indeed. Although there was talk of a safety car start, it was a proper live getaway. The lights went to green, and Frank Stippler from pole position was a little bit slow away. That allowed Kevin Ash to take the lead from Alvaro Perez. The McLarens of Von Raan Racing running 1-2 as they battle their way through the first corners. Frederic Verviche was an early casualty as he just clipped the side of Jean-Carl Vernet's similar Audi, a spin, and then he had to rejoin right at the very back of the pack. Tony Villander was somebody else in strife early on in the race. He went off the road. It was a brake caliper that was the issue. That had to be sorted in the pits. Guy Smith was working his way up the order, passing the Mark VDS BMW of Maxime Martin. And not many people get past Max around Spa. And then we had the first drama of the race when Gilles Duquesne had a big alpha at the top of Blancpain. The Ferrari hit the barrier, and with damage to the front, it was enough to render the car out of the race. But, you know, safety cars breed safety cars, and it wasn't long before the safety car was back out. Karim Auger had a big off at the top of Blancpain. Same point, he hit the barrier, got airborne as he bounced off it, and that was enough not only to bring out the safety car for a damaged BMW, but also for repairs to the Armco as well. Under the safety car, conditions started to dry. A frustrated Karim Auger walked away. Some cars benefited as ever, some cars lost out under the safety car conditions, the two safety cars in use around Spa. But the real fascination under the slow period like this was that the weather was improving, and some teams took an early gamble to come in to go onto slick tyres. Before that though, Mark VDS had to cycle both of its cars through. The track workers were still busy trying to get the Armco barrier sorted out, but the dry line was coming. Bentley's 8 and 7 made their pit stops, blasted back into the race, still under safety car conditions though. Alvaro Perez had to ease his way into the queue when the cars were released once more from the pit lane behind the safety car. As they did so, the Emile Frey Jaguar failed to get going. The Armco repairs continued, the track continued to dry out. It wasn't long before teams started to try something clever on the strategy, to roll the dice to see whether it was worth bringing the cars in, get them onto slick tyres and lose less time relatively under safety car conditions. Green flags flew, the race was back underway. And as the cars stormed their way down towards La Source, there were plenty of people trying to work their way back into contention through the traffic. René Rast inherited the race lead, but then, within 4 laps of some going onto slicks, the rain came again. Those that had gone onto slick tyres had to come back in for a new set of wets. That, for example, compromised Phoenix Racing, that had rolled the dice early. That was a squad that lost out massively under the change in the weather conditions. And those that stayed out on wets benefited hugely. Battles were on, so that was for sure, as Christopher Meese tried to work his way up the order in number 5, Marcel Fasser in number 6, both of them busy squabbling with the Mercedes. Barwell cycled 79, the Ecurie Cos car, back into the race. We had a full course yellow as the rain came down even more strongly, but it wasn't long before the safety car was needed after an accident that took Jean-Carl Vernet's Audi and Michele Ruggolo's Ferrari into the barriers. The rain is still falling, the light is fading. Spa is a treacherous place once more. René Rast leads this car because up into second from the back of the grid is 63 Mirko Bortolotti at the wheel.